Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
Step number 2, acknowledge that margins equals reward. So Clay, we're talking about the 17 steps to maximize your profit margin in your business. Well, can you expand a little bit about this second principle, the second step?
Yeah, and I just want to make sure we get this here, okay? Is when you put margins into the business, what you're doing is you're creating value for investors, you're creating value for the employees, you're creating value for yourself, and you're creating value for the customers. So I'm going to walk you through. This is an example. Stuart and I, we work on a lot of projects together. But when the customer, if you're a Thrive 15 person right now and you're on the site and you're like, man, I would like for you guys to help us build the site. So let's say you own a bakery and you go, man, I would love for you guys at Thrive15.com to help me build a website. Just being blunt about it, we charge thousands of dollars to build the website. We do. And over time, we've done this for thousands of sites. We charge thousands of dollars to build a website. Well, on Thrive15.com, we've decided to do it for you as a Thrive15.com subscriber for like 10% of the cost. Well, I'm just being blunt. Stuart has to get paid. Jose needs to be paid. Everyone on our team needs to be paid. Marshall, our entire customer service team needs to be paid. So if I do it at a cost that causes us to lose money, it's just at the end of the day, it's not a good deal. Like it creates a cycle of, I wish I had a better word for it, but it's a poverty cycle. So now Jose doesn't make enough money to feed his family. Jason doesn't make enough money to feed his family. The team doesn't make enough money to feed their family. Now we're in a poverty cycle. Now we're all, I hope I don't know if I can make it this month. I'm just struggling. And you end up in that poverty cycle. Now, Thrivers, because we charge you what we charge you, what it does is it allows us to make not a huge profit. We're not huge. We're not like making, but we say, I'm going to charge you the amount that I need to charge you plus 30%. So Jose, so Jason, so people in the team can make enough money in those profit margins. So I can make enough money. So the profit margins allow you to then have those rewards for your team. But a lot of us right now, we run a business. I'll give you an example. I used to DJ weddings, and Jose, just role play with me for a second.
Sure.
You're a friend of mine back in 2000, and you call me and say, Clavis, how much do you charge for a wedding? So let's just role play. Here we go.
Hey, Clay, how much you charge me for? Oh, never mind. Ring first.
Here we go. Ring first. Hey, this is Clay. What's up?
Hey, hola, Clay. ¿Qué pasa?
Burrito?
Yes.
Burrito?
Tres tacos con chile?
Did you call the right number?
I don't know how many burritos you want, but
Housekeeping?
Okay. So, all right, yeah. What's up?
Hey, Clay, what's up, man?
Hey, this is Clay's DJ service. Do you need a DJ?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I can do it, bro, for like $150.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, you're my buddy. You're my dude. You're my bro. You're my bro. You're like
Oh my God. For reals?
You are like my Hispanic brother from another mother.
Oh, gracias, amigo.
You're like how Fidel Castro was with Russia. That's how it is with you. It's like this. It's the USSR. With
I take that as a compliment, amigo.
Yeah, and I know vaguely enough about the USSR and Cuba to know enough about it. But anyway, but the thing is, so we do that deal, $150. Well, I charge you $150. Can I pay somebody to make, to round up all the music for your wedding? No.
Oh no.
Can I just pay someone to fix the speakers for your event? No. Can I pay someone to make sure the lights are done well? No. Can I pay somebody to meet with you to plan the way. No.
Nope.
So what happens is I used to do this. I would do weddings for my friends and family at a discount. I didn't have enough money to pay anybody to help me with the services. So my friends and family would get the worst quality service possible because I was doing it at a discount.
Amazing.
So very, very important that we don't have a poverty mentality. We have an abundance mentality. Very, very important that we charge enough money to pay you, me, boom. We need to charge enough money, Thrivers. We need to charge enough money. You need to charge enough money to allow you to financially be where you need to be. That's how we do it.
Step number 3, the importance of an operating profit margin. I know that we talked a little bit in the previous episode, Clay, about profit margins and being sure that margins equals rewards. But specifically here, what is the importance of having an operating profit margin in your business?
You just have to know, bottom line, today, right now, how much money do you want to make per transaction, period.
Okay.
So, getting real. Here we go. We have a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, known him from a long time ago. He texted me on Tuesday and he says, "Hey, I love Elephant in the Room, your haircut business, and we've been buddies. Is there any way we could work a deal?" So I have to decide, what's the deal? He says, "Well, I want to get a haircut at a deal." I said, "Well, it's a good deal. It's $42. It's high-end decor, barn wood. There's, there's beautiful lights. There's Edison bulbs. It's a neat environment. Well, I want a good deal. It's $42, 30% profit for me. It's a good deal. I want a deal." So I talked to the guy for the third time. Okay. In your mind, what's a deal? Well, like $10 haircut. That'd be great. Ooh. Well, I look at it, our training we have here, but I know that per haircut at Elephant in the Room, Jose, how much money do we make per haircut? Stuart, what do you think? If we charge $42, what do you think we make?
Oh, man. $15.
Let me walk you through it. We pay our staff 30% of whatever we charge. So we pay our staff $15 to cut your hair. Why? Because I believe people should be able to live above the poverty line if they do a good job cutting your hair, period.
Right.
So $30, we pay 30%, it's $10. You cut 2 people's hair an hour. You're making $20 an hour before tips.
Yeah.
So it's like $30 an hour after tips, So you think about it. Somebody can make in a week $1,200 a week, which is $60,000 a year. I believe if someone cuts hair and does a good job, they should make about $45,000 to $60,000 per year, period. Mm-hmm. That's the deal. And as a result of that transaction, we make about a 30% profit. I know my numbers. So Jose, this month we have 1,600 members who pay $42 a haircut. So $42. So $42 a haircut. So $42 times 1,600. Stu, do you have a calculator there?
I do.
So $42 times 1,600 members. What does that come out to?
By 1,600.
Yep. Yep. Roughly. I mean, just
67,200.
So $67,200.
Yep.
Now, just throwing it out there, times 0.3. What does that come out to?
20,160.
Okay. That's roughly the profit that our company makes, that I'm going to make as a result of you if you have a membership at Elephant in the Room. I've thought about it. I know what it costs. I know what the team makes. That's about what we pay out in commissions too. I'm just saying I've thought about it. Now, if I don't know that number of what I need to make, what happens? Stu, Jose, what happens? If I don't know the number that I want to make, if I go into it like I don't know, I'm not sure. Because, we factored in the cost of the lease,
right,
the cost of utilities, the cost of the
You can't operate as a business. You're going to go under.
Your expenses get out of control.
You're going to go whack.
How many people have you met like that?
Hire too many people.
A lot of people.
Most people?
Yeah.
So I know that going into it. I don't feel bad about it. So a friend of mine, he says, "Hey, I want to get this deal. I want to get," I'm going, "Hey, no offense, but I can't."
Yeah.
Because I know my margins going into it. So important.
What's an action step that you think our Thrivers can take right now?
Every Thrive right now, you need to figure out how much money you want to make per year.
Okay.
And write that down. Then you want to figure out how much money can you make per transaction. and you want to figure out how many transactions do I need per year to get to my goals. And you want to just be aware of that. You want to be cognitively aware of that. So if you have a photography business and you want to make, if it's ethical and you look at it and you go, hey, I want to make $300 per wedding. How many weddings do I need to do to achieve my financial goals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself those questions, because elephant in the room is really a vehicle to help my brother-in-law, Justin Moore, to achieve his life goals. I mean, it's there to get you a great haircut, but it's there to achieve his goals. Sure. So we know how much money he needs to make per haircut to achieve his life goals. So action step, great question, is how much money do you want to make per year? How much money do you define how much money you want to make per year? Define how much money you want to make per customer. And define how many customers you need to work with per, week to get to those goals. That's how you do it.
It's like a blueprint. If you're building a house, you got to have a blueprint to know the outcome. Because if you don't have a blueprint and if something is done wrong or it goes wacko, you have no idea if you don't have some guide and a roadmap to get you there.
Very, very good friend of mine is a home builder, and you talk about blueprints. And he built a ton of houses. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, Jose. It was probably 7 years of home building. Didn't make $1.
Wow.
I mean, I talked to the guy, and he's like financially in the toilet. And he's going, I've built homes. I've won the Better Business Bureau Award for Best Home. I've won this award for High Quality Home. I've won, but I don't make any money. And I'm going, you're a good guy, but you're not budgeting into the quotes what you need to make to achieve your goals. It's very possible, Thrivers, to work for 30 years very hard, and not make any money. So it's very important we do this. We do these action items.
So simple, but makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we're all very, very busy. We don't sometimes sit down and take a look at this.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, there you have it. That's the importance of having that operating profit margin. Step number 4. Understand the importance of a gross profit margin. Clay, before I turn it over to you, I'm going to read you another quotable from Mr. Jeff Hoffman. He wrote the great book, Scale.
Yes, that real quick, that book, if you haven't read it, it's phenomenal. It's great stuff, great book. I absolutely encourage everybody to buy that book.
There
awesome
we go.
Stuff.
Former CEO of Priceline as well. He says this: Your gross profit margin is a measure of how much money you have left over from every sale after you take out what it costs you to produce or acquire the service you just sold.
Well, a lot of people, when we start a business, Jose, what we do is we look at our business and we say, I make this much money. I sell a cupcake for $2 and it only cost me $1 to make it, so I make $1. We don't think about what does it cost for the lease, what does it cost for advertising, what does it cost to pay my staff. And so you have 2 columns you want to make. One column over here is the fixed expenses, and the other column on the left is going to be your variable expenses. What is the cost, to make, the flour, the eggs, if we're going with that example, the flour, the eggs, the actual ingredients needed to make, the item. Yeah. And over here on the other side, these are the costs needed to just pay the bills. And it's super, 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 super. I cannot stress it enough. You need to really sit down and think about what is the profit that you make after every sale, after paying all those expenses. Because if you're doing a whole bunch of work and there's no profit left, what's the point? I mean, you could probably just be hanging out with your wife.
There you go. I'm going to read you another notable quotable by Jeff. He says this: Your gross profit margin tells you exactly how much you have left after you pay the cost to produce and fulfill on a sale. This lets you know how much you can spend on marketing, sales, fixed overhead, and still have enough left to make a reasonable profit for your time, effort, and risk.
Yeah, and that's just huge. So I'm just going to tell you, with our entertainment company called DJConnection.com, we figured out, Jose, we basically made a profit of $167 per event.
Yeah.
After all costs. So people say, well, 167, that's some people say that's a lot. Some people say it's not enough, whatever. But we book your wedding. Well, what went into that? We had to pay a guy to go to a bridal show to try to acquire you. We had to buy online ads. We had to buy advertisements. We had to pay a staff to answer the phone. We had to do accounting. We had to pay taxes. We had to pay insurance. We had to pay the office lease. We had to pay the phone bill. We had to pay the maintenance for the equipment. We had to pay. And I had it all dialed in. And I'm just telling you, that was our profit per wedding. So you've got to figure it out. What is your actual profit? And if you're struggling to figure this out, our customer service team, we have some great templates here for you. You can just email us. We'll send that to you. But you've got to, on one side, you've got to look at your fixed expenses. What are all your costs that don't go up or down every month based upon revenue? It's just your lease, it's your phone bill, it's whatever. And the other side, they're variable. And variable is based upon, every time you sell a cookie, you got to make more cookies. So therefore, you pay more, you buy more flour. Hypothetically, if I own a bakery and I don't have any customers, I probably am not making too many cookies. If I'm a bakery and I have a ton of customers, maybe I'm making more cookies. So your variable costs are the costs associated with each transaction, and your fixed costs are those costs that are just every month they stay the same. They don't move up, they won't move down. They're just static, and that's how it works.
Perfect. Stu, anything you want to add to that, man?
No, it's good. That's good.
Awesome.
Stu, let me ask you this. So you've worked with business owners all over the planet. As a web designer.
Yeah.
When you're even building a shopping cart, you're building an online shopping cart. We have trainings on how to do that. But you're building a shopping cart.
Right.
A lot of times, I don't think people even factor in what it costs to get a customer into the cost of the online product, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, do you see that a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's a huge deal. So if you're selling like a cookie online or a gift basket, or you're selling whatever you're selling online, look at your price. You're selling it for $19 in your shopping cart. Yeah. Think about what it costs to acquire the customer. And a lot of times people don't factor that in at any point, right?
Yeah, and then a year later they think, well, this product doesn't work. I can't, this isn't a viable business or something. But they're just not counting the cost.
We've got to think about it. So think about Nike. I encourage you, and Jose, we want to pull this up on the screen. But, but Nike, think about how much money they spend on marketing versus the actual cost to make the shoe. Not ripping Nike. I'm just saying Phil Knight is the founder of Nike. And look at the cost of the shoe. We'll put it up on the screen. The cost to make the shoe versus the cost of marketing. Yeah. I'll just say this. A lot more money is spent marketing than making the shoe.
Yeah.
Because they know the cost to acquire. I mean, to sign LeBron James, to sign Michael Jordan, to sign top athletes, I mean, a lot of money's being paid out. Those celebrity endorsements, those are being paid out to acquire customers. So just think about the cost to acquire every customer. And that's really the main idea we're trying to communicate is how much are you paying to make it, to produce it, to house it, to rent it, to solve it, to package it, to whatever. And then how much are you selling it for? What's your actual profit?
Step number 5, cut low-value products, services, and clients. As we dive into this step here, Clay, I want to kick it off to you by a quote by Jack Welch, who wrote this incredible quote. He says this: "Differentiation rewards those members of the team who deserve it." Clay, what does he mean by that?
I'll pick on you for a second.
Sure.
You're a high energy guy. You're an interactor. You're a high value guy. So everyone in the office knows, hey, this is Jose. He's a high energy guy. He's a connector. It's absolutely worth having you on the team, let's say. Okay. What Jack Welch says, he says something that's not very comfortable, but he says differentiation rewards those members of the team who deserve it. He talks about that. He says you got to cut the low value products, services, and clients. If you read his book, Winning, he says, if you're not the number 1 or 2 in the world in something, you need to quit doing it. Wow. So let's look at it real quick here.
That's heavy, man. That's
heavy. So products, like if you're making a product, and I'll just give you an example. I used to make audio CDs for direct selling and multi-level companies.
Wow.
True story. My wife and I used to pull all-nighters recording a direct selling or a multi-level wizard. We'd record them. They'd record on audio, and we'd mass produce CDs. And Vanessa and I made probably 50 cents per CD, and we'd sell thousands of CDs. Well, we're spending every night, Jose, making CDs.
Wow.
Let me just say this. We were not producing kids. We were producing CDs. So we're spending all sorts of time just making these CDs. Well, at a certain point, I'm like, is this really the best use of our time? So I bought a mass duplicator system that allowed me to produce 8 CDs during the same time I used to produce 1.
Wow. Yeah.
And then the costs kept coming down, and eventually I realized, you know what, this is not the highest and best use of my time. So I need to cut out this service. I need to say, I'm no longer doing this service. I'll recommend this other company who will do it, but I'm not going to do it myself because it's not the highest and best use of my time. And if you look at the history of GE, General Electric, and Jack Welch, he basically realized, hey, if we're not making enough money making toasters, then we should probably switch into something else. And so that's the big thing. I'd encourage you to ask yourself, what products, services, and clients are you working with right now that are not really the highest and best use of your time? Who do you need to blow up? Who do you need to be done working with?
Step number 6, consistently cross-sell and upsell. Clay, this is a pretty cool one. I can feel it coming. What's up with that? What's up with this one?
Well, the thing is that a lot of people, we have a great idea.
Yeah.
We have a great skill. We have a great art. We have a great product, but we can't sell it. And so I'm going to read a little notable quotable from our main man, Rod Stewart. He's a pop artist. A lot of people make fun of him because he's, singing ridiculous songs. But all I'm saying is Rod Stewart, he started singing some classical songs, so he's a good guy. I mean, he sang some, some jazz standards. He's also sang some, if you think I'm sexy and you want my... He's also sang some songs that are pop songs. But the thing is, he says this, half the battle is selling music, not singing it. It's the image, not what you sing. What does that have to do? Let me repeat it one more time. Wow. Half the battle is selling music, not singing it. It's the image, not what you sing. I'll just paraphrase this for your business. Half the battle is selling blank, not producing blank. It's the image, not what you produce. All I'm saying is it's so, so important, Thrivers, that we get very, very, very comfortable at selling. So cross-selling, I'm going to give you some examples. I worked with a dentist today. He came into the office around 1 o'clock today. And the dentist, he does mostly deals with a conglomerate called Sooner Care. It's government insurance for the state of Oklahoma. So you come in, you want to get your teeth cleaned, and you don't have enough money to pay your own way, or you don't have normal insurance, let's say through like a private company. So now you have to use a government insurance company called Sooner Care. And so people come in, and they come in to get their teeth cleaned, and he did not have a system in place for cross-selling. So here's the system. This is an action item for you. All we did is we're working with him to ask the question, hey, are you aware of all the services that we offer? And the customer half the time goes, blah, 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 blah. But the other time they go, well, no, what do you do? And he goes, well, we do veneers. If you want to have veneers, they're like teeth that make your smile, improve your smile. If you want to do Invisalign, it helps straighten your teeth. It's kind of like braces, but without the wires and stuff. We also do XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. If you're interested in that, we have that available for you. And people go, well, how much would it cost? And you go, well, with our program we have called Care Credit, we're allowed to offer this service. Things that would cost you thousands would only cost you a couple $100 a month, maybe $100 a month. Would you be interested in exploring the alternatives we have or the options we have? Just by asking that question, Thrivers, ask yourself, how much money does Homeboy make extra a month? I'll tell you this, not 100 extra customers a month, but probably 20 to 30 extra customers a month are saying yes as a result of him just asking the question.
And that's up. That adds up too.
It does. I mean, you'd have 30 extra customers a month and you're a dentist. I mean, people sign up. That's why at Best Buy, every time we check out at Best Buy or Guitar Center, they're like, are you familiar with our rewards program? And you're like, yeah. And they go, well, if you want to sign up for our credit card today, we have you set up at Target or Guitar Center or whatever. We'll give you a discount today. If you want, you can sign up for zero money down. But the thing is, you have to ask. Have not, ask not. Yeah. We'll put the verse on the screen if you're a biblical person. If not,
you have not because you ask not.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you don't ask, people aren't going to say yes. So you have to ask systemically. Think about your last trip to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Jose, you been to Jiffy Lube?
I have.
Are you a Jiffy Lube guy or are you kind of like dealership guy?
No, well, I've Jiffy Lube, but now I have to take it to a dealer.
Okay, but before the dealer, before you were a big baller.
Very loyal Jiffy Luber.
Okay, so you go into Jiffy Lube. What does the guy say to you every time?
Well, he always says hello and he welcomes me and then
popcorn. There's a little popcorn.
Get popcorn, drinks, chocolate, donuts.
And he comes in and he
It's
shows you the air filter, does he not?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Miranda, your filter looks a little bit. I mean, here it is. We look at filters every day. We don't even know what we're looking at. Sir, your belt, it looks a little bit worn.
Yeah, the upselling.
Flush the radiator. Yeah,
do you want us
all
to,
that, yeah.
do you want to go
Right.
ahead and drive on that, or do you want us to replace it? And you're
Give you
kind
the
of like,
scare tactic.
and you're like, will I die? I mean, it's kind of what we're thinking. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying you're going to die. I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
like, your filter is a little bit what I would call worn. And, it's just healthier right now if we go ahead and have a proactive approach. You're like, fine, just replace it. Just
How much is it?
Yeah. And so you end up walking at Jiffy Lube with a $19 oil change for what, $150?
Yeah.
Last time you got out of there, how much those homeboys hit you with? What
Oh,
was your deal?
60, 70, yeah, easily.
Dude, every time it's like
Every
$100
time.
for me. Every
Is
time.
it?
And I'm probably just like an easy mark. They walk me like, this guy's a sales guy. We'll sell this guy. Because, sales guys can be sold.
Yeah.
But I walk in every time, and the guy, every time he's like, now, sir, you got a lot of kids coming here with you today. Is this a family vehicle? Every
Oh,
time.
man.
Every time. The guy off 101st asked me that. And I go,
Oh, man.
well, I mean, yes, our family drives it. Well, now, sir, a little concerned here. Your belt appears to be a little bit. Now, we can do a complete radiator flush, we can completely replace the transmission fluid
Yeah.
here, sir. We can get you, I mean, is that, do you, and it's almost like he doesn't say it, but he's like, do you care about your family?
Right.
Almost that kind of thing. So you're like,
Yeah.
well, okay. But I'm saying is, he gets me every time. We are not Thrivers. We are not. You are not. You are not. I guarantee if you ask yourself right now, are you upselling and cross-selling enough? Guarantee you're not. I'm
That's
not.
it.
You're not. We're not. Nobody is. So we need to ask ourselves, what can we do to increase that?
You got to do it more often, Thrivers. There you go. Step number 7. Keep your client happy. Contentos is in Spanish. Clay, why should we keep our clients happy? Should I read this quote by Mr. Steve Jobs? I think I should. I'm gonna set you up with this quote.
Yeah, do.
On keeping your customers happy. I think that Steve Jobs himself knew a little bit about keeping their customers happy. This is what he said. This is what customers pay us for. To sweat all these details so it's easy and pleasant for them to use our computers. We're supposed to be really good at this.
The thing about keeping your clients happy is this, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to pull up my phone here real quick here. I don't know if we can see this on the camera. If you can, it's okay. I'll just pull it up here. So, and you might want to have to edit it some things. You might want to have to block out some things, whatever, because but then we pull it up here real quick here. And all right, so 1 second here. Work with me, Thrivers. Work with me, Thrivers. I promise it's worth the wait. So he says, hey, I may have a client lead for you. This is a client of mine. So Thrivers, we understand we're building Thrive15.com for you so you can have a world-class consulting, coaching, mentorship for a fraction of what people typically pay. But this client, he's a client of mine. He says, hey, I have a consulting client for you. I don't know if you're interested, but I have a consulting client. And I'm not exaggerating. A typical year has 365 days.
Typical.
Something like that.
I bet you I get 400 referrals
Wow. That's awesome.
every year.
Wow.
Every year.
Nice.
So the thing is, if you pay me $1, my goal psychologically is to try to give you $1.20 of value. Because if I do that, you're going to tell your friends and family how much you loved it. If you're the right kind of customer. If you're the right kind of customer.
That's good.
So a client I'm working with right now, I can think of him. He's very specific. He's a doctor. He's a great guy. So he does a good job. He really is interested in what we offer. We're helping his website get to the top of Google. We're helping him build a mobile compliant site. Stuart, you've been involved. We're building a logo for him.
Right.
We're building print pieces. He's a good guy. And I don't want to mention his name, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He comes in every week. He goes, hey, Jason, how you doing? He's nice to our staff, whatever. Guess what? He referred me today to another good guy.
Yeah.
Years ago, old school, just telling you, I used to work with anybody. If you had a pulse, I work with you.
Ooh.
So you don't want to work with people that aren't good people because those people will refer you to not good people.
Yeah.
So you're going to wow your good clients.
That's good.
Make sense?
Oh, yeah. That's a
Bang.
great nugget. Step number 8. Dramatically decrease your turnaround time. Clay, before I turn it over to you, I want to read a notable quotable by Peter Drucker. And this is what he's saying about decreasing your turnaround time. There's nothing so useless as doing efficiently, that which should not be done at all. Clay, what is he saying here?
Well, what happens is, in Stuart, you've been in a design firm for a while. I've worked with a lot of home builders.
Yeah.
And what happens is, Jose, I'll just give you a practical example.
Sure.
I work with a lot of customers who deal with us, a lot of clients. And what happens is that you're a home builder and you mean well. So a customer reaches out and says, hey, my name's Jose. I want to build a house. And so the home builder is excited. So he's like, okay, great, let's meet. And I'll make a custom plan just for you. What are you looking for? And you say, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, this many acres, whatever. Okay, great. Well, the guy's doing all this work to prepare for meeting with you. And I'm going to say you're legit in this case study. You're legit. You're sincere. You're a good guy.
Okay, thank you.
Me, I'm a jackass. All I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to waste your time because I don't even have a job, but I'm just filling out the form. So I'm asking, he says, well, how many bedrooms? I'm like, 8. How many bathrooms? Like 8. So you want 8 bathrooms and 8 bedrooms? Yeah. How many living rooms? 8. So 8, 8, 8. Yeah. Well, how many acres? 8. Okay. What's your email? clay8@hotmail.com. Are you legit? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And my number's 888. It's just like you can tell, you can smell scammy McScammerness. What happens is I am now, if you, as a business owner, Stuart, if you are helping him, Jose, and me make a blueprint of our house before we meet, you're wasting your time with me because I'm not, to quote my main man, Peter Drucker, you're efficiently doing what shouldn't be done at all. You're just doing what shouldn't be done. With Jose, you're maybe doing what you should be doing, but with me, you're wasting your time. Yeah. So what we have to do, Thrivers, is we need to start to ask ourselves, what are some of the limiting factors that are keeping us from offering a quick turnaround time? So I'm going to give you 5 examples just real quick, just kind of boom, 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 boom.
Awesome.
Okay. So one, if you're a home builder, I worked with a lot of home builders. You just want to figure out what is it that lets you know if someone's qualified or not. So you say to the customer, you say, hey, well, when are you looking to move in? Okay, great. Are you pre-qualified? Let's go ahead and set up a meeting to meet. And if you meet with somebody and they don't have the answers to the said questions on your checklist, you don't need to go build them a blueprint. That's if you're a home builder. Insurance, I'd go, well, Jose, who's your current insurance provider? Okay, great. If you can get a copy of your debt pages or your current insurance, that would help me to let me know, And if someone is not currently insured and they currently don't have XYZ, ABC, as an insurance provider, I'm not going to waste my time preparing that. I do business consulting. Example number 5, you talk to someone in the fitness business I'm in right now. I work with a lot of fitness companies. I say, we trained our team to say, so ideally, what's your weight you're looking to go for? And they're like, well, for me, it's not so much about weight, it's about my body. Okay, fine. What kind of body type? Well, I don't really want to put a limit on it. They're not going to be the right person for personal training. All I'm saying is you have to, at some point, figure out your litmus test, and we'll put the definition of that. But there's some sort of test you want to do where you decide, is this a good use of my time? And you just have to figure that out because otherwise you're spending your time. And the whole point of building a business is so that you can make enough money to enjoy your time. So Stu, as a web guy, can you just, because I want to get your experience, Jose, I want to get your experience because you've had a lot of experience in ministry. Sure. You've had a lot of experience in web design. You've had experience in business. I want to ask you two guys, because you guys are, in my mind, are a source of wisdom. Yeah,
sure.
I'll pick on you second, so you get ready. But for web design, how can you tell that somebody's not actually a real viable paying customers? What are some of the moves where you hear like, you know what I mean? Where you're talking to someone and you go, mentally you go, well, I don't really think you're probably going to be the right customer for me.
Well, there's people looking for a deal. People looking for, can you do this for, a discount, kind of the brother-in-law discount, right? Or they're indecisive about, do I like this color? Do I like that color? They don't have a real definition of what their business is.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't know what their business is.
Total waste of time.
And you eventually, as a designer, have to go, have you ever had to do that before? Where you had to punt?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. What's the sure-all where you say, we're done?
One ninja move is to refer them to a competitor.
Okay. Now, the only says now, as it gets back to our point here about turnaround time.
Yeah.
By you saying no to time wasters,
right.
you're able to focus on your current paying customers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'll go back to me for a second. This morning, had a guy, and I'm just going to, and if you're Thrivers, if you believe in Jesus, you believe in God, you believe in whatever your religious belief is, not ripping you. Just make sure you get it. I believe in God, but if you don't, I'm not ripping you. But I had a guy this morning who texted me. He says, I need to pray about it before I can commit to coming to our 9 a.m. meeting. Ooh. He'd already committed to coming to the meeting, but he said before we can meet today.
He needs to pray about it?
I need to pray about it. He'd already committed.
Wow.
To me, that's like a woo-woo.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't get in there and negotiate with God or Jesus or whoever it is, so I'm not going to argue with you. It's just we're moving on.
Right.
So it's just, I know as a consultant, if someone says, I got to pray about it,
yeah,
and you're going, well, we already have a meeting scheduled.
Yeah.
And they're going like last minute, I need to pray about it before we meet.
Yeah.
That's probably not a move.
Probably a red flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jose, you did direct selling for a while.
I did.
You sold some really great products. You helped people really enrich their lives. I mean, you helped people make hundreds of thousands of dollars with what you're doing.
Right.
How could you tell if somebody, because again, we're talking about here, again, this turnaround time, this fast turnaround time.
Right,
and again,
right.
you can't do a fast turnaround time if you're wasting time on not real customers. What are some of the things you looked for that were kind of like,
one of the most simple super moves that they used on me was, well, I need to talk to my wife about it. Or I need to think about it. They use the God card on me a lot.
God card, spouse card.
I need to pray about it.
Nothing wrong with that, but you're just going, hey, ultimately, if you're going to make any money, you can't wait on people like that.
I go for the hunger level. I always go for the hungry. I had a mentor that taught me that. Go for the hungry. And there were some people that were really not as hungry to succeed.
Yeah.
And you can definitely tell in the first 30 to 60 seconds how bad they want it, man.
So let me give you an example. I'm just going to try to make this applicable to everybody.
Sure.
The other day I was at Best Buy. Good company. No problems at Best Buy. Boom. But I go into Best Buy and I'm there with my son and we're there to we're just getting some simple stuff. We're not getting a big thing. We're just getting some boom, 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 ABC. We're just kind of getting some adapters. It's literally an adapter that connects my Mac into my MacBook. It's like an Apple computer into something else. We go in there and I hear this guy and this guy's like, well, I mean, if I was to come in here and I'm looking, and I'm not ripping Bostonians, but I just like to use this voice because it sometimes smells. But he's like, if I was looking to like hypothetically hook up my computer to like a large screen, what would that look? What would that cost? And the sales guy's like, well, it would do this, it would do that. This is what it would cost. Well, now if I was like going to hook it up in my car, what would I? And the guy's like, well, to hook it in your car, that'd be a little difficult because of your... All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
Whoa. And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap!
All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap!
Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year?
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you set the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there
Okay.
that would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap.
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Trisha, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
That's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have it? Brand name of the clock. It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
buy the clock
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk, kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster, and so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said, the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there's having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today,
yeah,
and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems, And you're like the computer and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship.
Yeah.
Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011 maybe? Or no, maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met. How did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah. Well, we had that speaking thing that.
There it was. So it's Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all, but I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence. And then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. Whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.